What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out. This is my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, seems like I'm so tired. I'm tired, generally speaking. Also tired of this CMA Activision. Everybody's tired of it, but what seems to be it's kind of like every day a little bit of news comes out, and every day the news tends to be in favor of leaning towards the deal going through, right? Which is what everybody's saying. But so Destin just put out a video talking about, how the CWA and I don't know if there's another union group or whatever, but they in particular were I don't know if it was upset, but they were like, yo, this is a good deal. Everybody's for this deal. The unions are for the deal. Activision's for the deal, mainly because of the unions and everything else that goes along with it. Microsoft wants this to happen. So what's the deal? What's going on? And also, the QA workers of ZeniMax, most of them anyway, well, they just unionized basically with the CWA. And it's the first company or studio, or however you want to put it, within the Microsoft Corporation that has unionized. The first in video games in history. This is what's happening right now. And I would say it's in part due to the Activision Blizzard deal. Birds. And so, it's crazy that the FTC would be this just I'm not colorblind, but just they're ignorant to the fact that this is good for workers first. I mean, it's good for workers, good for consumers, it's good for all these things, it's good for competition. It's like there's so many pluses. The only minus is there are no minuses. The only minus, if you want to look at it in a broad spectrum, is that it harms Sony's position, but it promotes competition. That's Danny. That's my little dog. He's not little, but he's kind of little. Anyway, that's Danny. He's gonna get in trouble in about 2 seconds because it's gonna run up and it's gonna happen. Watch. You just anyway. So, I mean, if the judge and I don't know if there's a jury, I would assume it's in court, or maybe not. But if the judge hearing these arguments, takes all of these factors into consideration and says, what's the problem here? Why, unless Sony pays for the judge, you know what I mean? Then you're like, the only way, if this deal does not go through, corruption, then I'm like, you know what, video games, I'm gonna chill over here for a minute. Y'all are crazy. I thought the government was bad, but I mean, FTC is the government, but I'm just saying, why can't I have a safe haven of escapism, free from drama and all these things? I can't, because they just got to put their politics in it. They got to be like, oh, burr, burr. And a bunch of people, a bunch of old fogies. I mean, I'm old, but I ain't that old. A bunch of old boomers, a bunch of old, the greatest generationers. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They have no idea video games. And they're like, all they see is, oh, big corporation, we have to stop them. That's my Bernie Sanders. We have to stop all the big corporations. I'm like, are you looking at what's going on, Bernie? Or you just reading from your script? Doesn't matter. If it's a big corporation trying to buy a kind of big thing for a whole bunch of money, there's a problem. Why don't you look at the factors? Look at the context of the whole situation. I thought you were smart people. Doesn't seem like you guys are that smart. To me, it really shines a light on not the hypocrisy, but the idiocracy, if you will, of the government in many aspects. And this is just video games. This is like child's play, if you will. This is like entertainment. It's not even like healthcare or wages or human rights or anything like that. This is video games, and the government is messing up. Something simple like, yo, have fun, people, with your video game. No, let's mess that up too. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. This is a really quick one, but it's just another little kind of snigget. I was gonna say snugget. Let's use that snugget. A little snugget of the info coming from this deal. Why it's such a big deal, besides the biggest money deal in video games. But when the deal goes through, the only thing that's going to change is that Microsoft will be getting the checks from the sales from Call of Duty. And they're going to change the schedule and the cadence of the releases, which is good because we'll get better games. But that's really it. Sony's still going to get the 30, and whatever. So, and they won't have exclusives. That's the main thing, I think. And I've said that before, but that's the main thing. So, that's what it is. It's all good. I'm not worried about it. I'll keep talking about it because it keeps popping up. But honestly, I'm not into it that much anymore. I really am not. Besides life kicking me in the teeth, this news is kicking me in the teeth too. So I'm like, I can't anymore. And it is the holiday season, so late hours. So sorry for the few videos, and also birds. So it's that type of season. The birds fly by and they say, "Get to work, fool." Okay, man, I'm doing it. This is the bird highway, if y'all didn't know. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. How do you see this deal going through? Is it going to go through? Why not? I remember in the last video, someone commented saying Sony was right and all this stuff, and they said something which sounded like a kind of a fanboy pony type of deal. But it's fine. Like I said, if you're a pony, if you're a Donkey Unicorn, if you're a Sony fan, go in the comments. Let me know. Let me know your side, because I don't want this to be an echo chamber. I want to hear all sides, and I want you guys to discuss respectfully, of course. And let's keep this video game thing alive, regardless of what the FTC does, regardless of what crazy Sony does, regardless of what the CMA does. Let's keep it going. I'm gonna defend a gun to do it, so you too. But I appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Till the wing time.